But criticism, orange light. Red light is where there's contempt. They all start with C. Complaint, criticism, contempt. Contempt is where a criticism is followed by something hurtful, disrespectful. You know, that's how you are. You're just like your mother. What's this got to do with my mother? You're always this. Stupid. Whatever. Now, what's the problem when you add an insult? Something that is disrespectful. You don't even talk to a stranger like that. How would you talk to your colleague or your wife or your husband or your son or your daughter? When the issue is you didn't do something you were supposed to do. I asked you to please get this when you are coming home from work. You know, whether it's medicine, whether it's some more milk, whether just to come back early for a particular meeting or to discuss something, and you didn't. And you add an insult. They come home, you're home, huh? What does that mean? Do you do that to your dad? No. Do you look up and roll your eyes when you're talking to a stranger? No. Why do you do that to me? The issue you're going to talk about is no more the issue. It's I felt disrespected. What does that mean? It means our problem is not being resolved. We're adding another problem. Yeah, you and your brother, you and your sister, you and your this, you're all whatever, whatever. What's the problem? Well, that's how your dad even said what. What's the problem? Maybe it is a problem of you don't buy this, you don't clean that, you don't flush, you don't, whatever it is. You know, you're just like a villager, man. You know, I know, poor home training, like your mother teach you how to clean toilets, whatever, whatever, whatever. What are you saying about my mother? It's the toilet that's the issue. But we're not talking about another hurt. And we will argue, at the end of the day, you walk out, and she walks out, or he walks out, whoever it is, with two problems. The original and this new one. Next time there's a problem, you create a third or a fourth. Sometimes there was one issue, you created 5 just in discussing that one because of how you handled it. So in conclusion, please remember that as a Muslim, there's an adab, there's a kind of behavior that should never come from you. And there's the kind of behavior that should always come from you. You do not insult. You do not disrespect. The worst behavior should be fair, be just. That's the worst permissible behavior of a Muslim. If you're not going to be kind and compassionate, then be just. But don't hurt others more than they hurt you. Otherwise, you're getting into a problem with Allah. Yeah. You only worsen your problem if you forget the adab of courtesy, of etiquette, of rahmah. So if you think, I want to solve a problem, no, you compound a problem by the way you solve it if you're not careful. So we'll conclude by saying, when you have any disagreement within your workplace, between you and students, please don't show contempt. Don't show disrespect. Don't add salt to an injury. As Allah puts it in the Quran, even towards your enemies, Allah is saying, do not let hatred make you swerve from justice. Yeah. Don't let the anger make you do anything that Allah says you shouldn't do. Don't say, but he made me angry. Allah says you don't do certain things. Take time for dhikr. Take time to be with yourself. When you're repeating istighfar, please find out what's wrong and make the necessary corrections. We all make mistakes. Everybody makes a mistake. That's life. You know, that's Bani Adam as humans. It's human to err. But when you make make a mistake and you can apologize, you're doing something different. You are not just, you're showing you are stronger than your ego. And when it's a sincere apology, you actually end up having greater respect for the person. Is that correct? So when you make a mistake and somebody is angry about a mistake you made, look at the mistake you made as a golden opportunity to show you are better. That is the opportunity to grow. That's the opportunity to show that you are winning a battle and getting better at controlling your ego. That you have a better advisor inside you. So conflict, disagreements, they are critical. Use them to grow. Build relationships with children, build relationships with your colleagues, build relationships within families, and don't let a disagreement just go under the carpet. It's too golden an opportunity to miss. Bring it out. There may be tears. So be it. We understand each other better. Tears are just non-verbal communication. They give the intensity of how serious something is that words could not express. Let them flow. Medically, actually, a tear a day keeps the psychologist away. Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum.